Hey everybody, Snoopalax here, and today we're going to check out an incredibly cool ROM hack. This is Smash Remix 0.9.1 by the Smash Remix team. Smash Remix is a ROM hack made by well over 40 hackers. Now this patch adds Dark Samus into the game. And the cool thing about Dark Samus is all the alternate costumes Dark Samus has. So check these out. Six alternate costumes, and they're all really cool. Another real cool thing that this patch added is another alternate costumes for young Link, which is his dark costume. Yeah, so that looks really cool, having that dark young Link. And this version also added a bunch of new stages. I actually made 2 of the stages that were added, and another cool thing that it added is a bunch of new elements. If you go to options over here, you have all this stuff. So first you have random stage select. So these are all the stages that are in the game, and you can turn them on or off for the random stage selection, which is really cool. Another cool thing, music setting. You could 1, turn the music off, or 2, enable random music. And when you enable random music, there's actually toggles for each stage. So you can pick which songs you'd want to hear too, which is really cool. And there's a ton of great songs in this now. And there's remix setting, color overlays. So this is color overlay mode. And what it does is it shows what type of hitbox your character's in. There's 4 hitbox colors. There's yellow, red, blue, and green. Yellow is when your character can be hit. It's just your regular state. Red is when your character's damaged or is doing a damaged attack. Blue is in a state you can't really get hit. It's kind of like a dodging state. And then the last state is your invincibility state, where you're green. So green means you can't be hit. And they have this new thing where you can actually see the FPS. I'm playing this on actual console on a 64, so I'll probably keep this FPS thing on just to see if any of the stages lag at all. Hitbox display. Hitbox display is pretty much the same thing as the color overlays, but you actually see the hitboxes. Okay, I'm going to try improved AI this time too. They added a combo meter in this game too, which is super cool. So let's try everybody Dark Samus. This is with the improved AI also. Go to one of the new courses here. We got R or Z to go back and forth pages, and it's crazy. Look how many pages of courses there are. You got page 1, which is mostly official courses with a couple courses added. Page 2, these are all custom courses here. All very cool. Page 3, another page of custom courses, and there's a new thing where you can press L to toggle hazards on and off too, which is a very cool feature. This first new course here is Zebes Landing. Oh, this is so cool playing as Dark Samus. Dark Samus is the first character added that wasn't in Melee. And just seeing such a cool model. Even little things like they added this combo meter in, which actually is pretty cool having it down there. It almost reminds you of like a Street Fighter game or something, so definitely a very cool addition. I like Samus's new down B. You don't really gain any height, but the orbs do a lot more damage, it looks like. I'm playing with the improved AI right now, so I'm used to playing just regular level 9, so it's nice that they improved the AI. Wow, that's a sick move. Oh wow, that's such a cool run animation. It just floats in the air. That's awesome. I really like this new combo meter too. Like, that is a very, very cool addition. Kind of like the FPS thing in the corner. You can kind of tell the game lags a little bit, but we have 4 characters on the screen at the same time, so Yeah, so this stage right here is made by Far Cry 15 and has pretty cool custom soundtrack too. Definitely has a pretty big Metroid feel. Dark Samus honestly feels a lot different than regular Samus. I'd say almost more different than Samus and Dark Samus in Smash Ultimate. I gotta say, like, these alternate costumes are very, very cool, especially having 6 of them for the character, like. Because usually in the original Smash 64, you could only choose between 4 costumes, but in this version they changed it so you just scroll through the costumes, which is definitely a very nice addition. Okay, what's this taunt like here? That's a very cool new custom taunt.
Game set. This game's winner is Dark Samus.
That's a very cool new victory animation and a new victory theme too. So another super cool thing about this is you press A and you get the match stats. So it tells you how much damage you dealt to everybody, total you dealt, total taken, highest taken, longest combos, and everything, which is very cool that it has this screen as a feature. So that was the first new stage that was added. Okay, the second new stage is Bowser Stadium, and this is a stage I made a while back.
3, 2, 1, go!
So this was the second stage I ever made. I made this stage right after I made Temple, and putting Temple in Smash 64 took me so long to do because honestly it wasn't a good first stage for me to pick because I definitely bit off more than I could chew. So making Temple probably took me like 50 hours-ish, and this stage probably took me around 4 hours to make. And it was a fun little stage to make. The music you're hearing right now isn't by me, it's made by a guy named TT. I made a rendition of this song in Smash 64 and TT also made one, and in the end TT's version just sounded a little bit better than mine, so we chose to put his in the game instead of my version of it. I made this stage probably about a year and a half ago, and part of the reason why it took so long to get this stage in the game, I would have put this stage in a lot sooner, but porting this game even to Smash Remix probably took me about 2 hours just moving all the objects in the proper positioning, doing the perfect spawn zones, also changing the blast zones to be perfect. There's a fair bit you have to do when porting a map to be playable in Smash Remix. But this map did not take me nearly as long to port than the other map that I made. The other map I made for this was Delfino Plaza, and that probably took me 8 hours to port it, because originally it was around 6,000 tries, and I got it to around 500 tries.
Game set. This game's winner is Dark Samus.
Right, and the next stage we're going to be checking out is the second stage I made for this, Delfino Plaza.
3, 2, 1.
Anyways, this stage has some history behind it, because I initially made this stage for Nathaniel Bandy about a year and a half ago.
There is this YouTuber called Snooplax that's been making Smash 64 stages, and he has a bunch of them, and I was like, wow, this is super cool. So I contacted him, I'm like, hey, can you make a few stages for me, and then we'll do like a cross-collab thing. So Delfino Plaza from Mario Sunshine, and again, he added the little emblem thing, you can see the shine in the middle. So I basically asked him, hey, can you kind of model this after Smash Bros. Brawl? And that's what he did. Even got the Delfino in the background.
When I initially made this stage, there were 3 platforms here, kind of like how Battlefield is set up, but as you can see, in this version for Smash Remix, there's only 1. The reason why I changed it to 1 was because of the polygon count. When I initially made this map, it had over 6,000 faces, and it was way too big to work on Smash Remix. Like, the game ran on Nintendo 64 console fine, but I'd probably be at like a consistent 30 to 20 frames playing it, compared to a good like 40 to 50 that you're seeing now. So I pretty much had to take my model and decimate it and remove as many faces as I could, And to get this model to work with Smash Remix, this probably took me like a good 8 hours to do. Before, the bottom of the stage was fully modeled, but I just kind of put like a little red texture in instead, because no one's really going to see the bottom of the stage unless you're doing this. And just a lot of the stuff had a lot of detail to it. Like, if I go to this side, like this side of the platform here used to be so detailed. This platform right here, it used to have little flood nozzles on every corner, and those flood nozzles were probably like 100 tries each, so it took me a long time to get this model down to only like 300 tries, but I finally got it done. This stage is Peach's Castle, and this one is by Far Cry 15. They got a nice rendition of inside castle walls theme, which is very cool. But yeah, this stage has been out for a while, but it just recently got ported to Smash Remix, kind of like a couple other stages. There are a lot of Smash 64 stages that aren't in Smash Remix. Like, I think I've made over 15 stages myself, and right now I only have 2 of mine in the game. And there's a couple reasons for that. Reason one is because, well, back in the day when I was making my stages, and when a lot of other people were making their stages, they really weren't thinking about polygon count and face counts. So a lot of my stages would just be way too big, and they would just lag the game too much. This hack, all the stages are supposed to be somewhat competitively viable. So if you're playing a competitive setting, like, you don't want a bunch of lag. So for instance, like the stage Temple that I made has like 4,000 faces, and the game just lags so hard when you play it on console, so it really wouldn't be good for a tournament setting, you know? Similar thing, I have a Super Mario Odyssey stage that I plan on porting it over to Smash Remix soon, but right now I think it has 1,500 faces, and I need to get that down to like 300, so I have to really work on that model and try to get rid of any face that I can. So yeah, first reason is the models are too high poly where it would cause a lag in a competitive setting. And the second reason is a lot of the stages that I made, I kind of made for just the meme and a joke, and obviously this is a pretty serious hack, and I think a Shrek stage, for instance, just wouldn't really fit it, you know? But yeah, I definitely plan on importing more of my stages into this hack in the future, but it just takes a long time. Okay, I'm curious, because they have Corneria in here now. So let's check out Corneria. I'm not sure how different it's gonna be. Oh, nice. So it's like kind of like a mini version of Corneria. Probably a lot more competitively viable. Like, it'd be cool doing like a one-on-one on here. And it has the very good Corneria City remix that this is honestly probably one of my favorite songs in the game here. How to say it? I really like this Dark Link costume. Like, that is honestly very, very cool. It'd be very cool if they added other costumes in the game for some of the characters that are already there, like let's say like a Dark Link costume for regular Link, or I don't know, a dark costume for Kirby. I think that'd be very cool. I really can't tell if this model is different though. No, yeah, it's definitely the same one. You can kind of tell by this, how you go on the ship there. Okay, this next course is Big Blue by Lickagy123. So obviously Big Blue is from Super Smash Bros. Melee. Usually this stage originally had a bunch of cars driving on this track, but not having the cars here is honestly kind of a welcome addition, because I made the course pretty chaotic. And oh, that's such a good remix of the F-Zero thing. Just the way this course is laid out, it kind of reminds me of like Bridge of Eldin, having like the 2 sides. Oh wow, it's a pretty good move there. That was like a double spike by the computer to get an instant replay of that one. Oh, Ganon's just a beast. This is by Retro64, and this is a course I've wanted in Super Smash Bros. For the longest time because every character had representation except for Ness, and now Ness finally has a stage in Smash 64.
3, 2, 1, go!
This feels so surreal finally playing this stage in Smash 64 with like Ganon, Dark Samus, and Falco. I keep thinking the bus is gonna drive by, but don't have to worry about that. But this one, I'm assuming this one's probably a little bit higher than 300 faces. You can see the frame rate is a little bit lower, but it's probably around, if I had to guess, probably around 500 faces. That was really smart for them to make those houses sprites in the background.
This game's winner is Falco.
I think that's a new victory theme for Falco too. This last course here is a very cool course made by 64. 64 is an amazing ROM hacker. He mainly does Diddy Kong Racing courses, and he's made a couple of Diddy Kong Racing Smash stages. I gotta say, this is such a good remix of this song. Like, this just makes me think of Diddy Kong Racing so much. Very, very cool course, like awesome music. Glad Diddy Kong Racing's getting some love. Yeah, 64 makes some amazing hacks. He put Ocarina of Time tracks in Diddy Kong Racing, and he even put Link in as a playable character, which is super cool. For Halloween this year, he just put Haunter in as a playable character, just out of nowhere. So that was a very nice surprise. He put a bunch of GoldenEye levels in Diddy Kong Racing, and he's made some very cool Smash stages too. He's made Timber's Island, and he did 2 very cool Bomberman courses. He did this Donkey Kong 64 like DK Isle in Smash 64. He's done a bunch of stuff, to be honest.
This game's winner is Mr. Mario.
Last thing that they added is this custom training mode thing. So you have your reset counter, D-pad up. D-pad up is just a flat out pause, which is cool. D-pad right is a frame advance. That is awesome, so you can go frame by frame. C down shows the hitboxes. So the cool thing about this is you can have Metal Mario and Giant Donkey Kong as characters. You can choose their costume, hit reset, and there we go, we're Metal Mario. Giant Donkey Kong, port 3. We'll enable it and we'll put in... Okay, let's reset. Alright, that is very cool. Definitely a very, very cool training mode. And that's the majority of what this hack has to offer. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you're looking to make your own Super Smash Bros. Stage, I have an hour-long tutorial about how to make a stage. I go pretty in-depth into everything, so if you're wanting to start modding, that's a pretty good place to start. Obviously, huge shoutouts to everybody on the Smash Remix team. A link to the channel will be like right here, so honestly, check out Smash Remix. Subscribe to their channel, because if you want to know the second the newest version of Smash Remix comes out, subscribing to their channel is the way to do it. They have these very cool trailers which they spent a lot of time on. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day.